Hello everyone, we are back. We're about to meet with Tiamat. And we're talking about cookies and chat with Cheshire. He likes peanut butter chocolate chip or oatmeal chocolate chip. I actually really like oatmeal raisin cookies. I know that's weird, but they're good. When made right. It has been some time since last I set foot in Islam, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. How was supposed to chance to meet with Tiamat during your visit? Alas not, we had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Miro is the first person to ask. As far as I know, she's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Allegan Empire. Let's just say it helped that Midgard Summer was there to introduce me. Aldi had some great lemon cookies. I'm always on the good lookout for lemon cookies, they're so good. Ah yes, you were a friend of her father. I too have met with Tiamat. After the Dragon Song War came to a close, I came here to speak with her. A worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat has been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. You guys want some quiche? Oh man, pizza. Hang on. Righteous indignation. Our grandfather sacrificed everything to protect the realm from Bahamut. We must be prepared to do the same. The Azure Dragoon of history were the immortal enemies of the dragons, yet now they would be hard-pressed to find a soul who understood them better. It was the Ascians who taught Tiamat the secrets of summoning, even as they supplied the Allegans with the means to capture primals. So much suffering, all of it began. Righteous indignation. Tiamat awaits. This way. Oh good, I get to go there on Midgard Summer. Only fitting. Did you ask if I played Borderlands? No, but I play it every other Friday. We're working on Borderlands 3 right now. I think that man is responsible for all this, and so much else that Dragonkind has suffered. Resigned to her fate though she may be, I cannot help but feel that we may be able to help Tiamat, which she only let us. Yep. It's apparently not good from what people are saying, but then again, no one's really seen it yet, so... except critics, and I don't trust them. So this is one of the 7 Great Worms. Even thus combined, her presence is overwhelming. My sire's mortal companion. What bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
that my sins should be repeated. I sense not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth. I know none save the dragons of Mericidia, our children. The icon claimed their soul when he first manifested, and robbed of their will, they
Much
became...
like those held here in Asisla. If dragons who worship Bahamut are required to summon him, that must mean...
Yes, the dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of this Asien. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Asians, vile minions of darkness. Again you would profane the memory of my beloved, and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. Are there no depths to which you will not stoop?
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentations see the perpetrators punished.
What wouldst thou have of me, Slayer of Dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my beings to bring him forth. You who contend with icons...
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed. Ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee of the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. But it is of little matter, for even had I strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
A chance to make amends? To lay Bahamut's memory to rest? When our own star faced annihilation, Heidelin granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Heidelin, and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of men. It won't make up for what she suffered at the hands of men, but if there's a chance we can free her, truly free her, we owe it to her to try. I confess, my heart was in my throat when Estinien thought to berate her, but it appears to have had the desired effect. It would seem that she still has some pride after all. Let's see if she's as good as her word. While poxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going on ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. Delegates kept detailed record on all the notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to removing of those shackles. I know Alphino and Miro here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sir Estinien. I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of the star. Though, that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and understand how it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make the first steps towards a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Mayhap when our work is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tatara's famous tea? And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the flagship. Ah yes, we're familiar with it. The Chemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this, a spirit vessel, being a small amount of my blood. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambos, Urianji, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines. So I keep one ready at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories come true. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visits, the nodes here granted access to restriction functions. Having identified me as being of royal blood, and armed with the spirit vessel, I posit they would do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try at least. Agreed. We will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. Cheshire Cat, you're looking for... there's a new Alien movie coming out, and Beetlejuice? Are you looking forward to going to see any of these movies? It's possible the restraints may have mitigated the effects of her tempering, but Tiamat has been a thrall to Bahamut for thousands of years. To have clung onto her reason through it all says a lot for her strength of will. More than a lot. Alice and I shall remain here and attend to the necessary preparations in the event that the spirit vessel fails to work as expected. You know where to find me. Good luck. You looking forward to seeing Alien? Have you seen the other Alien movies? I assume yes, but maybe not. Maybe not. Man, it is quite the flight to get all the way up here. All of them, including the Predator crossovers. I remember seeing the first Alien vs. Predator in theaters. I would rather leave these elegant contraptions to you and Alphino. Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Did people cry? Not that I know of. I don't remember there being any tears. These nodes, or whatever it is you call them, why do they quiver so? Obstreperous node. Current data link with data construct broken. Possible cause intruder interference. Advise deployment of automated combat units. Proceed. Well, that one was ready to just murder everyone. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increased to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. A clamorous node. Bloop, bloop. Warning, scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in minus 20 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. Infernal things. One of them sent a swarm of mechanical Vilekin to plague me. I must have angered it. I am afraid Estinien and I have little to show for efforts. Did you find anything? I did a node that smelled like burnt hair, a chirping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. I found a way to activate mechanical sentries. So spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising, almost suspiciously so, in fact. But when you were in possession of the spirit vessel, I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke of. It was chirruping, you say? Very well, let's take a closer look. Now I gotta go back over there. How did the elegants tell these godforsaken things apart? Blip, did you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? Bloop, bloop. You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms can only be undertaken by the chief technologist and member of the royal family. Or those with vests full of royal blood, perhaps. Well, new user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. User identified as member of royal family. Please state your name. Miro Pensis. Alphino Levier. Estinien Warmblood. Welcome, your apprentice. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat, a system update is required. A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? Like, good hazard, I guess. Well, that's more than I could say, confounded bloody thing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Whoop. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control test system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to obsolescence of my own software. The issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. So this thing can release the restraints or not. It can, but only once it has received the required system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiate implication protocols. Bloop. I'm here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance rather than without it. I think that's quest number 4. 4 of 6. There's 6 quests in the initial part of this. For vengeance. Boop, guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Man. Over there somewhere, but it's down below. It's not there. There it is. This terminal appears to be similar to the one we encountered when we first set foot here. Let's hope it'll be equally as helpful. Well, look at me, this is a task for you and Alphino. Let's see, according to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Do I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course. Boop, boop. Warning, errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead? Boop, the proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain, just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes. However, it does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link port once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may have yet use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Grahatia once this is all over. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would like to know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Elegant Empire, both sides were dancing to the tune of the Ascians. But it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Ascians touch turns to ash, and thus you have made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. So I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? Let me know, I want to understand him. I'll try, yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. I see little point in reasoning with that wretch. Or remembering him for that matter. But perhaps the definitive difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think it unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Isart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend that hand of friendship only to wish you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. How would I feel if they just combined FOF Breakfast and then had the button change to swords and more swords combo? Well, it kind of already does that in a way. They've already combined Fighter Flight and Goring Blade, so it changes to Goring Blade now. And Requiscat at 100 changes to the new Burst of Swords ability. So they're well on their way to bridging that gap. Now Imperator is upgraded Requiscat. It's just an AoE instead of a single target. If this Fandaniel truly is without reason or creed, he is no better than a rabid dog. Treat him with him if you must, but be ready to do what is necessary. So the spirit vessel proves useful after all. Excellent. Estinien told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of stone with him. I take it with from Alphino's absence that he's needed elsewhere? I agree with that. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our reading confirmed that her ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of tempering completely. Meaning, I'll need to get all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic, namely that Tiamat shows no sign of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk, it's time to put our theories to proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraint ethereal dampeners. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten? Of war with men of Alleg? Where do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Miro, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Tell me of Bahamut and the Assyrians. Ah, Bahamut, my beloved. Would that the peace we found in Mericidia could have lasted for eternity. But alas, it was not meant to be. The Ascians saw to that. In all creation, I know of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Alec first came to Mericidia, unto our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest. Kin to the trees, surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Shylian scholar Rarusha. She posits that man first settled in the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. I think this might be one of the only times we've shown one of these people. When the first children of men arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man. Blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day, they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with them presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end, for the men of Aleg slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians, and the rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of Ascians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, Alice. The magic is working. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close. I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say you may make of us as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go.
No! I'm almost there! This is it, Angelo!
Es ließ an. Mich es tai.
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Task in
Answer me this, children of man.
Ankin in
Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children.
Slosk an.
Should you hearken under my call, we shall fly together once more. Should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
Lis an. Do ud an.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
She's in an. En me.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Bahamut an.
Bahamut, my beloved.
Uljas.
For vengeance and atonement, I rise.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan. He flies for the largest Amalta settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Cheshire Cat can ride on the back of dragons, too. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join the Estinien team in battle. It would be wise to gather our full strength of science first. The foe we face demands no less. Yay. Smoked chicken. Flames of War. I'm only doing this now, even though we're running out of time, because I don't want to be on, as there's a lot to pick up the next quest. I've already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Ul'dah at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alphino and be on our way. Estinien collects Alphino as well. He wants to be a Kenyan, a Kaniomancer now, based off of Renoa that shoots dogs. Fair. Oh, they will have to wait. Guys, that's gonna be it for today's stream. We got a lot done today though. We finished off Matoya's Relic and then finished patch 5.4, and now we're well into patch 5.5. This is the 5th quest of 6 of the first half, and then the next half has 3 more quests we have to do. But yeah. So, when it comes to FF14, we will be back on Monday with more.